All right, folks, welcome back to BEG Wrestling. We are here.
Finally.
In a long, long time. It's been a long, long time. Where you been? You went hiding.
Went trucking. You went building houses, whatnot. I got to ask right out of the gate, Zach.
Okay.
This Giorgio Polis. Am I saying his name right?
Giorgio Polis?
Yes. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Because I looked up, well, he must have been some big stud that just slipped by my radar. No, he didn't do much of anything in college. Do you watch them things? Take me down for $1,000 bucks?
$500, $1,000, yeah.
I am so impressed with him. Now, tell me I'm not wrong here, Zach. If Claw wants to spice up Event 1, I want to see Angelo going against Giorgio. Can Angelo take Giorgio down? And quite frankly, I like the whole concept. I think there should be some other ex-wrestlers out there that are out there saying throw some money. Tom, throw $1,000 bucks. Say you two get together before we get the show started, and I'll throw $1,000 bucks. Whoever wins this best out of 3 takedown. Would that be entertaining?
Throw in Caden Henschel. Why not?
Caden Henschel. Anthony Robles. Anthony Robles against Hensel.
The general manager takedown. There we go. I mean, speaking of that, I mean, the Claw draft. I don't know. Did you hear of that? All on one, baby. Queen 2. Dang! Boy, got bank numbers. Come on, baby! Oh, that was it, dude. You're out. Draft time. Draft time. Less 1 hour away. Dom Cerrone. Look at him. He's getting ready to put the suit on, boys.
Going shirtless.
Wow. He might go shirtless and just intimidate a lot of people walking around here if he did.
I'm entering into the tournament today.
He late last minute entry. How about that?
105 pounds, 8th grader.
Not quite, but.
Intermission right here. We got a break. Break number 2. BEG, Dom, Zach. We are here, killing it, ready to go. Dominate their drafts right now. Who do we think's going number 1?
Draft's about to begin. We're dominating. Cole's dominating.
It's dominating right now.
Yeah, that was very cool. That was very, very cool. And the thing is us wrestling fans were rooting. Well, me personally, I'm rooting for Claw. I'm rooting for Raph. And it was a shame that we lost Hawk and all that stuff. But
yeah,
that's an intriguing card that Raph has. It's just, we'll see. We'll see. It's just, do I think they'll get the wrestling fans? Yes. I don't know. I don't really want to get too deep into that and stuff, but either organization, to me, needs all the wrestling media on their side. Like, in other words, what I'm saying is, really, I think Flo should be the one carrying the event for it to have a better success rate. But who do I know?
Well, I believe Flo's carrying Claw, and it's on Claw Access, but I don't know about that. Raph's on Fox.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they mentioned him on the football game, the Browns preseason game. I heard him talking about Raph, but
Wow.
we'll see. Maybe a little stop beating around the bush a little bit. How are you feeling about Penn State off season? That's been great, right?
Well, I mean, the only thing is I don't want to make any comments because it'd be nothing but speculation. All we have right now, and all we've had all along, is one side of the story, right?
Okay.
We've never heard the other side of the story.
You're talking about Bartlett and Carter.
Yeah. Of course, you have the other stuff with the Aaron Brooks and heck, since the last time I recorded, Braden Davis had his little troubles there, and
roses and cupcakes.
You know, can I just blast
cheesecake
one thing,
pies
people,
over there.
and Penn State fans don't look. If there's one, it reminds me of that commercial where the dude says, I forget what he called himself, but I can't do everything. Well, Kel can't do everything. I heard Jason Nolf or Bo Nickel or somebody talking about Kale, saying, giving all the pluses of having Kale, and he works with you, and he's great attitude, and he never yells at you, and that caught my ear, and I thought, there's the weakness. There's the weakness right there, because he needs a hammer in that coaching staff. Now, I don't know what went on with Carter and Bartlett. I don't even really want to comment, because anything I say is just speculation. I do know this. This is a fact. And this is just, from what I observed to be a fact, was, you remember Carter got out of line on social media when him and, who was it, AJ? And
Carter got out of line a couple times. And the very first time he got out of line, I thought to myself, I hope Carter doesn't get mad after Kale brings down the hammer and leaves, because we still had the season kind of sitting in front of us. And There was
then
no hammer.
the most shocking thing happened. Nothing happened. And he got out of line again later. And at that point, it told me Kale needs a hammer. Kale needs a hammer around, because obviously that's not Kale's
Tell
strength.
you who has a hammer, Iowa. But before I get into that, let me tell you what it kind of reminds me of. Could you imagine having a parent that doesn't yell? Did you ever yell at me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, listen. It's like, dude, yelling sometimes is necessary. And there's people out there going to say, yelling, not good. I never yell at my kids. Well, dude, for example, okay, just the other day, Tegan, my little girl, just completely defied what I said. I said, stay downstairs and eat that lollipop. Well, she went upstairs and ate the lollipop. Mm-hmm. Then she got it stuck in her mouth, came down. I panicked, dude, and I yelled. Yeah, I yelled, and she's going to be listening to me from now on. But that was like a safety. That's a safety thing. There's times when yelling is necessary.
Yes.
Okay, like for your safety. You need to understand the severity of this situation. It's for your safety.
Yeah.
I yelled.
Yeah.
But Kale, he don't even have that. What is, like, okay, I don't know.
I tell you, Zach, this feels like starting all over again. I feel like I've never even done one of these things. You're absolutely right. I agree 1,000% with what you're saying. And, for Kale to sit Carter down, hey, look, that kind of crap's not going to happen. This is Penn State wrestling. And, the one thing I got to give to Tom over there at Iowa, he apparently stuck with his guns there.
Someone who does know how to lay down the law maybe doesn't know how to.
He obviously laid down the law. Now, let me just break the news, people. At least it's on the Iowa forums that the whole Bassett clan. First off, we're all assuming that's a package plan. Both Bassett's and Melvin Miller. Can we be that sure of that? That's going to be a package plan? Like,
Family.
I mean, what's to say Melvin, he's only, a sophomore or whatever? He gets to that age, you know what? I might branch out a little bit. I love you, bro. I love you, little bro. But you know what? I've always liked this. I'm going over here. I don't know if it's a slam dunk deal that all three are going to the same college. However, with that said, it's kind of on the Iowa boards that Iowa's not out of this. You know, we all thought the Iowa Bassett's to the Iowa is done. They had their little breakup, and
It seemed like that after. I mean, Bassett made it pretty clear with his posts.
here's what I think. I think Iowa's the front runner to end up with Bo Bassett, and we'll just say Bo Bassett, assuming the other two are coming later.
Keegan and Melvin Miller.
Yes, and because I think both are going to
Keegan, who just won a
swallow
world
a little
championship.
crow, because Tom knows I hate to make it sound like brutal, atomic, but he needs these. Am I wrong? He needs these. As far as you're gauging, what you want to play the transfer game, how's that worked out for Iowa?
Well, I mean, how's it worked out for anybody outside of Penn State? Really,
I mean, you get some.
Worked
They
out
say,
pretty
well,
good.
we have a national champ, Stephen Buchanan, and he was a transfer. True. Well, I can list 8 of them that weren't national champs that we kind of thought were going to be, that transferred in and never. So I don't know. To me, transfers rarely perform up to what your expectations are that they're going to. You know, it's just. But
I think that is probably typical across the board, though. Yeah, standard. You're in a new environment, a new kid. You can't expect them to end one
and
year.
I'll tell you, a part of me is kind of hoping. A lot of people think. I heard one guy say that the reason Bassett hasn't announced who this school is he's waiting till all the dust settles in State College to make sure there's no, they make Kale mad and Kale says, see, I don't need this. It's starting to appear that's not going to happen because of that whole mess that happened over the summer. The one thing that sticks in my craw is USA Wrestling, boom, right, very first thing they do, they stick Carter Strachey on the banned list. And they say, pending how our investigation goes. What kind of operation is that? I'm putting you on the ban list. Don't you find out whether he should be banned or not? And after you have the proof that, yes, this person should be banned, then you put him on the ban list. I never seen such a drag your name through the mud sort of operation as USA Wrestling's got going on over there, because we've learned now that he's off that ban list, so he can be a USA.
Now he's off.
Yeah, he's off.
I was trying to think, what would that compare to? Like, if you're arrested for a serious crime, you go to jail, and you're held in jail, right, until you got to post bond or something.
Yeah, if they
And
have
then you go to court.
If they have, that's true.
So that was kind of probably the process, and USA Wrestling ain't doing too bad. You see that U17 World Championship.
Yeah, and
Keegan
U20 is
Bassett
coming
was a
up
part
on
of.
I think it's coming up this week. U20, and right here, if you can post that picture, U20.
Put it up, yeah.
I love this team. I absolutely love this team. This should
I
be.
think that's better than U17.
Yeah, of course you say, well, of course you love it. It's 5 Penn State guys, but 5 fun guys to watch. And I'm instantly intrigued with Luke Stanich. Of course, we all love watching PJ Duke. Forget what team you like. That's the kind of wrestler you absolutely love watching. And frankly, I got to give it to Knox. He went through a lot of muck himself and kind of he successfully put it behind him and got to work.
Yeah.
And got on this team. It's going to be fun. Of course, we got D. Lockett and Will Henkel. I could not have been more impressed with him qualifying for this team that was impressive. We got both Marisola brothers. This is a Max McAnally. This is a good, very good team. And I'm back to Giorgio against Angelo, man. I say we. Everybody
Of all
throw
the
some
things,
money.
dude, that's
Throw
what you
some money
started.
that way because I want to see that. I've not seen Giorgio taken down yet, and quite frankly, I'm impressed with how he looks. Do I think Angelo could take him down?
Yeah.
I'm going to actually pick at the scab right now. I'm going to say that 2 out of the 3 times, neither gets a takedown. And they both kind of concede that, okay, we've been going too long. I'd sit and rest. I think Giorgio gets him. I think Giorgio takes Angelo down. Now, Angelo might be 10 pounds more or whatnot. Zach, enough with that. I got to get to the biggest news right now. I personally am super excited about this year because this is the first time our sport basically has a Daytona 500.
Yeah.
And that's what this National Duals, thank you, David Taylor, National Duals really adds excitement. And right out of the gates, we get fire. And boy, are we going to have fire. And I've always loved the All-Star Classic. And thank you. And Flo and Piles and all of them have done a great job putting that because you got some fire out of the gates. Although them matches never officially counted, I know they kind of counted during the rankings, whether they want to admit it or not. But it was just an exhibition. It was still fun to see fire right out of the gates. And by the way, before I get started on this National Duels, I got to think we're going to see a lot of Penn State guys and Iowa State guys in the All-Star Classic because a lot of the other possible matchups we're very likely are going to see November 5th, the weekend of November 15th and 16th at the National Duels. Yeah. November. Zach, we're September, October, November. We're less than 3 months away from these National Duels. And what a way. I'm just going to point out some of the big, huge matchups that we can kind of expect to see. And I'll tell you right now, as far as tournaments, to me, the National Duels immediately elevated to the very best tournament all year long.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we got to see KLV that has been very strong lately, and I would rank that as 2. Soldier Salute, you got to give them credit. That tournament has been gaining power.
Yeah, just a couple years ago, you were giving that tournament a hard time.
Yeah, I thought, what a cakewalk that Tom's sending. And it turns out, I'm kind of mad at Kale because here's my whole thing with the National Duels. If it would have been sanctioned by the NCAA, I would have said, yep, I'm with you, Kale. This is unfair. We can't have it at the same school. This is the official national championship duels team. We can't have it at the same school all the time. It's got to be a traveling thing. This is not sanctioned. So for that matter, I'm mad that Kel didn't get in. Because this is what all the guys do all the work for, right?
Yeah.
They do all the work for big matches. And it's not sanctioned. You're going to be called National Duels. But really what it is just Oklahoma State's tournament. Iowa's got their tournament, Soldier Salute. I don't know why Penn State don't have a tournament.
That's a good question.
They're going to the Black Knight, and I'm not going to blast the Black Knight. But it's not in my top 5 tournaments as far as the quality of tournaments during the season.
Yeah, come on.
To me, the National Duels permanently took over the top spot. It's what all the wrestlers, fans wanted, and quite frankly, right out of the gates. But I got to tell you, Zach, I can see all these other coaches being nervous. And Kale sitting back, thinking
for injuries. Yeah.
Yeah. The very possibility right out of the gates, you're going to have brutal war. And you could say, I hope this statement is wrong. It's not a matter of will there be any, it's how many will we see completely lose the rest of the season because of an injury that happened at the National Duals.
Well, that's a very pessimistic way of looking at it.
Yeah, but head coaches are thinking that way. They're biting their fingernails. Please don't get hurt here. We got some big duels coming up. Tom, I'm going to get into this Iowa versus Iowa State, which I'm going to make the claim that I think this streak ends this year. I really do. I think I looked at this, rethought about it, and I think it
Okay, but before you get on to that point, the team that might get that injured kid is also getting a 5-star recruit the next season with that money they just won. So, yeah, how about that?
Okay.
How about that? There you go.
I mean, if you got a sugar daddy, we got Ira. I mean,
yeah.
If you got a sugar daddy, what's this
Ira.
change? What's this change you're throwing out? By the way, if the only way that tournament could ever be beat out as the best tournament, in my opinion, it would be the Midlands. And it would be one of these big sugar daddies that got this big mounds of cash throwing money at this tournament and bringing in what could be a really fun, it's open. So you could have Ed Ruth come and wrestle. You could have guys that are trying for the Olympic team. Hey, I might as well make a little extra cash and I'll get in Midlands. But you could have it. I mean, you're going to see a lot of people that we don't get to see wrestle anymore that most likely, most of them still take very good care of themselves. And, I'd love to see.
A lot of them are in claw. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of.
Yeah, and I was often perplexed that Midlands, Askren talked about getting in Midlands before, and we've seen one or two a graduated wrestler come back and wrestle at Midlands, but we've never seen it much. And I'm always perplexed that, well, you need to have a carrot there, and if there's a big enough carrot there, they're going to be coming out of the woodwork to wrestle, and hey, why might as well give it a shot?
All it takes is money, right?
Yeah, might as well get a shot. But I mean, short of that happening, and all the big money people are just concerned about their team. So I don't know if that would ever come to be or not. It still doesn't match up with the fun of a duels tournament. A duels tournament. I know. I am upset about it. I mean, Kale's got one goal, and he's only had one goal, and you could say Kale's doing what he sees is right. His only concern is, I want to win a national title, and this goes against what we've planned out as the right way of going about it. I can't blast him for that. Although, you could say, well, they are missing out on all this quality competition, testing yourself. Well, they're testing themselves pretty good in that room every day. Just
should
with
that
the
be
people.
his ultimate goal, though, or should his ultimate goal be to make every one of those individuals in that room the best human possible by the time they leave?
Oh, I absolutely.
To me, that would include probably wrestling in a couple more tough matches. Called the Duals National Championship.
Well, there you put a twist on. I was going to say that's absolutely been his goal, turning them in, but then you threw that curveball right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. And I mean, there's a chess game going on, and it's between him and David and stuff. Would someone please tell me? I've seen Oklahoma State's schedule for this coming year, and there's no Penn State there. Would someone please tell me why that's not happening? Of course, David Teller said, well, we expected Penn State to come to our tournament. And all I know was this was a very good idea. Thank you, David Teller. This automatically puts some fire right out of the gates to what should turn out to be a really fantastic season, maybe one of the best seasons we've seen in a long time. Because, I mean, just some of the matchups. Of course, to me, at the top of the list is the real chance that we get to see McAnally against Angelo Ferrari. And we may see that multiple times, but we may see that. I was going to suggest for Piles, make sure that's in the All-Star Classic, but I don't anticipate that being in the All-Star Classic because this could happen at the National Duels. And, I mean, it's
going to happen eventually, inevitably.
Other matchups that just excite me is where's Shapiro at? And well, we're going to find out because he very well could end up wrestling the returning national champion Antrell Taylor. And who do I think wins there? I don't know what to think of Shapiro anymore. At one point, I thought no one's even going to get close to touching him.
Yeah, we were talking possible four-timer.
I know, he just amazes me. Of course, he's had these injuries, and to the worst area, your head.
A lot of head injuries, yeah.
Yeah, and that whole thing that happened last year, that was just flat out amazing. That whole what was it? He was in a coma or something a couple weeks before Nationals.
Yeah.
What? Now that interview he did afterwards was. I wasn't a real big fan of that, but
where he said someone in Penn State's on steroids or something. Yeah.
Or he's just throwing steroid accusations out there.
Wow.
Steroids. Almost like a bitter little. I'm jealous.
I'm jealous.
I said, "Whoa! Where's his?
I don't know off the hip he was, dude. Who else wants some?
Where's his advisor? His advisor. Whoa! Timeout. This is off. This interview's over." No, dude, we're not going to do that. You look like a jealous, bitter little, envious little. No, you got to start thinking like you're the king. And I don't know. I still think Shapiro is going to be a big. I'd be shocked if Taylor beats him. Wow. Of course, we got Bird, Ayala, Crookham, all at one weight class. Ooh. That's going to be.
Where's Crookham at? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to think there right now. And it'll be just so interesting. I think a real big.
I'm gonna pick Bird not to repeat.
Yeah, I think I am too. Yeah.
No,
yeah, I think I am too.
The magical run by Lucas Bird. But.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Marcus Blazes of the world, and this is a whole. Stanich against Mendez, dying to see that. But. I mean, the 149-pound weight class at these national duels, folks, we're talking Henson, former NCAA champion. We got McNeil from Michigan, Styles from Ohio State. You can't overlook that guy. He's Williams from Iowa. This is all in one. Swiderski from Okie State. Webster from Illinois.
Webster.
Yeah, this is just one weight class of these national duels. Now they're not. It all depends on what teams.
Look for Cannon Webster to make a big jump this year. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all there, at all.
I know he went back to Russia and he climbed that mountain again. So.
Did he?
Yeah.
I know Kevin. Cornell Kevin is big on this Ruiz.
Simon Ruiz, yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of handled Hamidi, and he just won the what was that? Poland or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat the guy that Hamidi got teched by. Ruiz is going to be maybe the wild card. I don't know. I talked to Hawkeye Terry, and we're going to get him on in future shows, but I asked, what's the chances, Terry, that Iowa drops two of them weight classes to find the hole for Arnold at 74? Of course, we know Angelo's at 84, but right now it looks like Kennedy, the winner, Kennedy and Arnold would have to go head-to-head to find out who starts there.
Gabe Arnold back at Iowa now.
Back at Iowa. And I'm not going to
Same
comment
story as
there.
last year, right?
Same
Kennedy
things to
against-
Penn State. Anything I say is just speculation. And I'm not really. The only drama I kind of like, Zach, is the drama between this wrestler versus this wrestler. We got this style against this style, this much strength against that much speed. That's intriguing to me. Wrestling, we've talked many times, wrestling needs drama. But I'm not real big on, especially when it's involving my team, not real big on the side stuff, drama.
You've had plenty of it this year, yeah.
Drama going on. And, I could have had some fun making some comments about a few of them, that whole Penn State muck that was going on.
Fiasco going on.
Fiasco was
Circus.
going on. We could have had some
Tail
real
circus
fun
is
there.
running.
And I thought, no, just you don't know nothing. So you could be completely wrong, and I'm just anyway. No, I lost my train of thought.
No one talks about it. No one talks. Kale doesn't comment.
No,
Haven't heard a word out of Carter.
not a word from Carter.
It looks like Bo and Sid are now done. They're off in paradise, living the honeymoon life now.
Oh, please,
Now it's all over, dude.
Yeah, our fantasy wrestling league, all the other members, they're picking. They know that works me all up. Well, Penn State's going down. They kept saying Penn State's going down, and I noticed they sent just today pictures of Bo and Sydney. They're selling how happy they are. They're out selling. That's the latest thing for sale. And all I can say is there's some serious parts to that. I didn't want to get pulled in this. There's some serious parts into that whole mess. I'm not going to get sucked into that. Minto, Caliendo, and Montanona, all in a weight class.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even bring up Brignola. Who knows what to expect there? Lehigh's Brignola, he was tearing some studs up last year. We're going to be in for some surprising finishes this coming year. Of course, I mentioned whether it's Kennedy or Arnold. Anyway, to finish that thought, man, I'm scatterbrained today. Terry doesn't think they're going to move down. Maybe some people do think that they'll drop down. So, in other words, you have Angelo at 84. Say you have Arnold at 74, and Kennedy drops to 65. That would mean Caliendo has to drop to 57. Terry's thinking, which makes a lot of sense in this, you're not assured that Caliendo actually helps his chances by dropping to 57. I mean, he could be weaker, could be a slight bit slower because plus it's a tougher weight. You could make the case that's a tougher weight class, or maybe not. That's Zach Ryder versus anybody. I want to see what Zach Ryder does against McAnally. I want to see what Zach Ryder does against Angelo. I want to see what Zach Ryder does against Allred or Fishback. I mean, that's going to be intriguing to me. Right out of the gates, this is going to be fantastic. 285 is just, okay, Zach, who wins it?
Wide open.
Give me a score. AJ versus Gaudiali. They meet at the National Duals.
2-1.
You're going to say AJ.
AJ 2-1.
Well, we'll see. We'll see because that, of course.
Wait, is that happening?
That could be at the National
Oh
Duels.
my goodness,
Yeah,
dude!
that
Fire
could be
up
at the
the
National
top two
Duels.
matchups: AJ and McAnally, number one, and then
Or Angelo
and McAnally, number one. AJ and Gaudiali, number two.
And really, you got Trumbull in there too. Trumbull's the real deal too, and that might be AJ's toughest match. Trumbull.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Of course, Keeter's going to be in there. He's ready to go. We'll get a good look at Dean from Iowa. How's he stack up against Elam? I mean, there's just so many things that are exciting about these national duels that
I know AJ said he's eating like 8 steaks a day. stacking up for heavyweight this year.
Is that right?
Could you imagine him versus Keeter? I mean, come on. I think AJ would probably throw him around. Keeter better be bulking up.
Well, I'll tell you a couple names that, to me, are do not miss. That are going to be at the National Duals, and we're going to see them having fire matches right out of the gates. That's Cornell's Jackson Joy. He's fun to watch. Hippolito he's just fun to watch. Same with Montanonas. Both of them. You got Brock and you got Bo.
Yeah.
And they're
At
both
Michigan.
Yeah. These are guys that could, I mean,
Bournemouth putting together a team. How's Michigan looking? They got both the Montanona kids. They got Gotti Ali there now. A big time heavyweight,
Yeah, I know.
Bournemouth.
I know.
Building something out there. Is
Well-
Hippolito still at Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Virginia Tech's the warmest place to wrestle. Warmest great school in the country to wrestle at. Remember?
you can make the case that I was all for what you were saying there. That's the place to actually go.
And plus, who's their head coach? We interviewed him. What's his name?
Oh, for Pete's
Great
sake.
guy, dude.
Oh, for Pete's sake. You got to
McRoby.
be kidding me. Roby, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Roby.
Yeah.
But, Hippolito, Montanona, Bo Montanona, they're in the same weight class as Minto, D. Lockett, Caliendo. I mean, that's another weight class that I'm just saying. Everybody's kind of got Caliendo written in. Well, there's our champion. Let's see who gets runner-up. Would not surprise me if we seen do not miss. I think we're going to see several major upsets during the National Duals. But either way, I'm very, very
Well, so what team
excited.
you picking to win?
This whole talk about
3 months out. Yeah.
we got Oklahoma State, ranked about 7th, and I think, what are they talking about? That team's loaded. No, I'm going to give it to Iowa because I'm going to make the case next that Iowa's going to lose to Iowa State, which
Ooh.
I might as well get right into that.
Might as well go right to it.
Okay.
Which, by the way, before we go to it, did Bassett lose $3 million? You said, and he's gonna possibly come back to Iowa also.
That's just my gut.
Come
I
on.
think Tom's going to eat some crow. I think Bassett's going to eat some crow. And I think they're going to come together because it makes the most sense for Bassett. He claims he doesn't want a red shirt. And first off, he goes to Oklahoma State. He's not going to start. I mean, whether it's Jameson, they don't have a hole for him. Penn State, they have a hole, but you're going to have to red shirt the first year because Van Ness will have 1 year left when you're coming to
Maybe he can
Penn
beat
State.
Van Ness. Yeah.
Maybe he can, but most likely, I mean, you got a guy like Van Ness. He very well could win it this year. I don't know. Everybody gets in such a rush. Bassett's such a rush. I want to wrestle right out of the gates. Dude, it ain't going to hurt you. You could go wrestle at places. It's not like, but he could start right away for Iowa. There's no doubt there.
I like it. Let's go wrestle. This is red shirt and stuff, dude. Didn't he? I mean, how many? He's already how old, dude? Yeah, and let's go. Get out there and wrestle. I love that. But I don't love it if he goes back to Iowa and lost a lot of money in the process of
Yeah. And
jambalaya decision making. I don't know, but either way, you're convinced Iowa State's going to beat Iowa.
I am convinced. And this is I'm gonna skip 125 because I think that is enormous. I'm gonna name 5 matches I think that Iowa State has they're going to win this. Echemendia, I think, beats Bailey. There's win number 1. Oh, are you sure about that? I know it's going to be a war, but I think a healthy Echemendia beats Bailey. I think Jacob Frost, everything we've been hearing, most improved guy on my team. I know Dresser is big on Jacob Frost and what he's done in the offseason. I think Jacob Frost beats Williams. 2 wins. Now, whether it's Vinny Zerbin or Panera Johnson, excuse me, I don't care who it is. If Terry's right, they don't be dropping guys down. It'll probably like be Estrada at that weight. So I don't care if it's Zerbin or Panera Johnson. I'm still giving the win to Iowa State. There's 3 wins. Okay? I think Elam beats Indine. Now, we could learn something about this Indine right out of the gates. We're talking about the division, 2 or 3 that's moving up, and we're all kind of rooting for it because I love that.
Yeah,
that element.
Story, yeah.
We're going to find out. Actually, we'll know after the national duels because he's got some fire. He's going to have to landmines. He's going to have to walk through there first. So we'll get a good gauge. But I got Elam winning over Indine. There's win 4. And I got Bastida beating Keeter. I think that is absolutely. There's 5 wins right there. Now, I didn't even get into Dean Peterson against Poland. And to me, that's almost a toss-up match. So
could be 6.
It could be 6, but let's say Peterson wins that, and it's 5 wins each. Then you start to think, okay, where would we get any
bonus points?
And you got to give a bonus point to Caliendo, maybe 2. But here's where we're going to learn a lot is I gave Drake over Evan Frost. I gave Caliendo over Uten. I gave Kennedy over Gatan. And I gave Angelo over Isaac Dean.
Angelo's getting bonus.
Well, Isaac Dean, I mean,
he's good, but Angelo's going to wait till you see Angelo this year. Oh, my goodness.
I could see Elam and Bastida and maybe even like a Jacob Frost if he really got, or maybe a Panera Johnson. Estrada's tough, though. I think bonus points are going to be tough to come by. Most likely, you could say you're wrong, Wayne. Tom has these boys. How long is this streak?
I was just going to say, that's
years?
A cute little case, dude, but do you remember what happens?
Yeah, 150 years straight.
To Kevin Dresser?
I know.
Every year he undresses him?
I know.
What are you talking about, dude? You know it's going to happen again. Tom's going to do it again.
I know. He is going to find a way to do it again, but I guarantee you there's going to be some nervous Iowa folk out there because on paper this looks like 5-5 and all of a sudden something big like a big throw and some surprise
pin. That'd be a fun
pin.
one to go to this year.
That would be
trying to go to one match in Iowa every year.
Yeah, and that's usually early in the year. So between the All-Star Classic, between the National Duels, between Iowa State, I tell you, I like the way this season's rounding up here.
October is the claw event. So yeah, and that's the month before the National Duals tournament.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I hope we have madness for the Duals tournament. I'm sure we will. But we will have madness for claw also. Fantasy wrestling.
Yes.
For claw. So that'll be fun. But
that's something that's happened since I've been off, is you brought in Clint.
Clint from Madness.
Dude, he's
a good guy.
He's funny. He's funny. I like him. Like to see him back on.
He claims.
I enjoyed you and Kevin did some recording. Now, you've been busy here late. So that's why BEG kind of came to a grinding halt.
Moving houses, folks. But we're here.
You were playing Mr.
I got a house in Frederick for rent if anyone's looking for a spot to live.
You were playing Mr. Construction Man over there.
I'm serious.
Fixing up the other house, getting it all ready.
Floors, everything. Unbelievable.
Plus being a daddy.
Little Joe.
Little Joe.
He just went to bed, but that little boy, he's going to be a wrestler, I can tell you right now. Tegan got a little Gettysburg Elementary shirt, folks. They didn't believe it, man. We're coming, dude. So,
wow, that's cool. And yeah, I've been still chugging along at my little truck driving job, putting in big hours.
What'd you think of my claw draft? My breakdowns. Me and Dom. Coney there, huh?
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, that whole production, I thought that was Very well done, and just rooting for all of us wrestling fans. Just any wrestling, extra wrestling we can get, love it. But even the little stuff, I keep coming back to this Giorgio Polis. To me, that's a very simple to understand. It's almost like sumo wrestler. I don't need to be a brain surgeon to be able to figure this out. You know, one guy pushes the other guy out of the circle, he wins. Or in this case, one guy takes down another guy. Make it very simple to understand. But I've seen some incredible little go-arounds.
Have you seen any that he loses?
I've not seen him get taken
Maybe
down
he doesn't
yet.
post them. Ain't no way that he hasn't been beat yet.
And I know Angelo's a good 10, 15 pounds more.
Dude.
So, but I watched
not.
Melvin Miller give an attempt once. Melvin
Against Polis?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he couldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Believe me.
Look at that.
This Polis guy, this Giorgio Polis guy is the real deal. He's
I watched
fun
him against a coach.
to
He
watch.
looks good.
He's the
but
kind of guy I'd love to see going to Midlands. You know, you
Yeah.
have or I would like to see some other big dogs start to do what, hey, Carter, Strachey, if you're not doing anything, you're not on the Olympic team, World Championship team, dude, start
get out there and wrestle.
start making some videos. Giorgio gets his big balls out and says, "Here's $1,000." Lays it down, and you take me down. I mean, that takes some guts, right?
It does.
$1,000 is $1,000, and quite frankly, I thought he was dead to rights a couple times, and he impressed me. He was fun to watch, and I'm all for that little nonsense off to the side. That's fun to watch, and
Yeah, no, that's.
I'd like to see him taken down once.
I'd like to see him sub in and wrestle a claw match. Let's see him go a whole match. Right?
That's very, yes.
That would be fun.
By the way, the claw thing coming up, there's going to be some good matchups there too. Didn't really touch on that. This might be a magical season, and we'll see how, as far as the team race that's coming up, you can say, well, this is cut and dried. Kale's going to win his 5th in a row and his 13th, and just another step closer to.
If he can stay out of trouble,
To
if he can
Gable.
keep his job right over there.
By the way, there's a name I just brought up. Isn't Gable?
Gable Stevenson is wrestling.
No, he's got a fight.
It ain't a fight, I don't think.
I
real
think it's a fight.
No, it's like the
Does Drew-
jiu-jitsu thing against his
Drew
buddy,
know?
dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we'll have to get. Yeah, we got Drew here. Let's see if we can ask him. But
Hey, Drew.
also coming up in October, just over 2 months, Joe's eliminating his first school. We're a year in almost. Remember Joe's school list? Joe Wayne Beavers.
That's right. That's
we have the first year. We're eliminating a school.
That's true.
Lots happened over the last
Yeah, that
year.
turned out to be a joke. The whole Bassett thing. I mean, now he's got a third possibility. Nebraska. They weren't even on the list the last time.
They weren't even in the countdown.
What? I mean, what
All right.
happened to your third
Stuff
place
changes,
team
dude.
the last time? And you could say Nebraska may be the real people that end up with the
Yeah,
Bassett
Nebraska's
clan.
building something special over there, dude. Yeah.
But Penn State, certainly, they could use them. I mean, Van Ness goes
Could they?
there. Bo, we got 149 at Penn State, right down the road from your house. It's got your name on for 4 straight years. You know, redshirt that first year. You can go off and do international wrestling. You can, if you want. Well, heck, let's have you wrestle Polis. I don't know.
Or you can beat out Shane Van Ness. Or you can go to Oklahoma State. Be with your buddy Jax.
No,
Another phenom,
yeah.
dude.
Oh, yeah. And
Jax Forrest, oh my goodness.
well, the whole Marcus Blaze thing. I mean, and this whole, well, does Marcus Blaze have what it takes? By the way, I don't think we'll see Ono. The thinking
He's
is
gonna
we
redshirt.
want to keep him around as long as possible, so we will redshirt him. And I think I think we'll see either Braden Davis or Nagao or someone
Really?
at 41.
Oof.
Braden Davis got 5th. That whole thing, he like a lot of us have done dumb stuff like that back in the day. You know, he was probably a little upset because they just got done bringing. I just get 5th place for you, okay? So I'm walking around, my chest is out, I'm feeling pretty good at myself, and you go out and bring in the guy from Japan, Ono, world champ, at my weight class. Yeah, I'm a little upset. No, I don't know what.
And didn't you always criticize Tom Brands for doing that, dude?
Well, I don't know what all happened there, but something about that, dude. I don't know, the cops, the tasers. I don't know what's going on, but I think that, you know, that's one of them things you grow from. But we'll see, and it'll be interesting to see. You know, like I said, Marcus Blaze against some of these studs, the Birds of the world, and the Ielas, and
Marcus Blaze will be fun to watch.
That's going to be a fun weight class, folks, no doubt. Of course, my take is I think it only makes sense if we could talk PJ Duke in the red shirt in this year also. So Kazak can go, and then we can shift things around after Levi graduates. And I don't know. Some people are convinced, no, we'll see PJ Duke, and it'll be Kazak that red shirt. By the way, Kazak can red shirt. And one other thing I forgot to mention is everybody says, oh, Ono's only going to have 1 year. No, the way I understand is they determine it year to year. So it's very likely he could end up with 2-3 years, but they decide each year. And that was horribly explained.
What determines that?
But, well, I could have a actual wrestling knowledgeable
Scientists
guy
come on
here
and explain that.
You know what this show is, Zach? This is average Joe truck driver fan, their opinion. They don't have no insider information.
You came light today, dude. After
I know
3 months off, you better fire it up, dude. You were light sauce, weak sauce today.
Well, you just woke me up.
I was ready to take some shots, dude. I was ready to start throwing shots around here. I had the machine gun loaded up. No.
Hey,
You want to see if Drew's got any UFC stuff?
Yes, let's have Drew.
All right, we'll hit pause. If not, we're back weekly now. Are you back weekly?
Yes. Yes.
Well.
You know what? The making these little recordings, I always enjoy doing them with you. Now, you know, every week there's things I say and I think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm not going to worry about that no more. And you know what? Every once in a while, I might step on some toes and hurt some feelings. I'm sorry. But for the most part, you know, it's almost like...
If you don't hurt someone's feelings, you're not telling the truth if you're not hurting. A lot of times.
Well, you know...
That's how I raise these kids. Sometimes these girls don't like to hear it. Riley says, I want to be a singer when I grow up. I say, well, you better get a backup plan because I hear your voice and you're not going to be a singer, Riley. Is that mean? No, it hurts her feelings a little bit.
Ouch! Dang, God.
She goes and tells mom, and I said, what do you want me to sell her false hope? She's not Taylor Swift. I can tell already. Singing's one of those things you can tell in like 5 seconds.
Did you know Taylor Swift came from Reading, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I know, dude. You know, if
I deliver that all the time.
I could have possibly dated her. We were around the same age. We would have crossed paths. Wow.
So you broke the little girl's heart. Oh.
No. I set the expectation, dude. So now she's got a realistic mindset.
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe you could. Are you really ready to work that hard? Because in 5 seconds, your focus is lost.
We need some footage of this.
Oh,
This
dude,
parenting that's going on.
Oh, I know. I've been all weekend, just me and Joe too.
We'll
Boys
get
weekend.
we'll get the thing warmed up. This is the first time back. I knew it'd be like starting all over again. We'll get the ball rolling, and as
Gotta get you out of your shell.
there was so much.
Yeah,
There
we
was
didn't even
so
touch.
much to cover. I didn't know what direction to go. And then some of the stuff that would have been the most fun to really do a deep dive, I didn't want to, because when it's personal stuff, I don't really like. I want to comment on my thoughts on this guy against this guy. I don't know. It's not. I just don't want to comment on something I really know nothing about. You know what I mean? I will say what appears. I can make fun. I like to pick on people. I could call like Bartlett like a little puppy sometimes. Maybe you should have been a little more alpha when you were getting touch in the sphincter, and or whatever happened was going on there. Maybe right then you should have stood up and said, "Nope, nope, ain't gonna happen, no more." And even if you have to take a shot or two or whatever, and maybe he puts a beat down on you. You know what? Afterwards, it will never happen again. Afterwards, he's mad. I'm taking mad at Card. Really, if you really deep dive, he was mad at himself for not being more alpha during that occasion, if it even happened or whatever. I don't know. I'm done.
That's it.
I'm
dude.
done.
I'm cutting you off, dude. See ya.
Bye.
All right, folks, we're back here. Another new guest in a long time. We got UFC Drew.
Here I am.
So here to break down this weekend's UFC fights. We got a big one,
coming up.
including the guy who beat Bo Nickel. So if Bo Nickel would have won his last fight.
Yeah, if Bo Nickel would have won last fight, he could have very well, maybe not this fight, because Chimaev had this one coming. This one was coming in a while. He had to get through Robert Whitaker, who was the former champ. They call him the gatekeeper, top guy all the time. As soon as these young guys come up the pecking order, can't get through Robert, they come right back down. Well, Chimaev ran through Robert Whitaker so easily. He broke his jaw, separated his teeth. I mean, that's insane. That's how strong that neck crank he had on that submission was.
Yeah.
You don't see that from Robert Whitaker. And now he's going against Dricus du Plessis, which is the most awkward guy in the UFC when it comes to fighting. Dude's style is insane. In fact, he knows it's insane. He calls it the South Africa. That's how they do it. They say they go 100%. Everything's flying. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
And the champion, current
champ. He's a guy that I always think he's not that good, but keeps winning. So at what point, if he wins this fight, he's good.
But he's the underdog. Right
He's
now,
the
plus
underdog.
150 against.
Yeah, and I think that one is fair. I think Chimaev wins. This is a fight that I see happening. Wouldn't surprise me if Chimaev submits him within the first round. I could see it happening easily.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us a long shot DraftKings sports bet presented by DraftKings, folks.
Yeah. To me, for the money that has a chance, Dricus is a dog, man. He is hard to put away. He is hard. So he has a gas tank. Chimaev doesn't have much of a tank. He's been kind of pushed a little bit by Gilbert Burns and got rocked a couple times, and you could tell his shaky legs. His power, the technique was not there. So Dricus by TKO later in the rounds is what I would throw a dart on for sure.
Throw a dart on that.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Okay, let's move on to featherweight bout. We got Lerone Murray and Aaron Pico. Pico, former wrestler, folks.
Go, fit right
You say
in,
he's a
baby.
favorite here.
Yeah, big favorite.
Big favorite.
Big favorite.
We're not seeing any live
Yeah.
odds here. One of the brightest up-and-coming wrestling stars, and then just quit, folks, if you didn't hear that in the
Yeah.
background.
That's Wayne for
But
you.
he's a big favorite. What are some of the other matches you want to talk about here?
Yeah,
Drew?
here's a good one. This one could be a firefight here. The welterweight between Carlos Paredes or Paredes, however you want to pronounce that, and believe it or not, it's Greg Neal. I think it's not Geoff Neal. I think it's just Greg. It's a weird Jeff Neal. I think it is just like Jeff Neal or something. As weird
Neal.
as it looks. Dude, this is the Fighting Nerds. The Fighting Nerds in Brazil. There's about 4 of them, and they're dogs, man. Carlos lost his last fight. It was close. He almost clipped Ian. Boy, I can't think of his name now. Ian, boy, I can't think of him. They call him the Cuck Ian. I can't think of for his wife. I forget.
Cookie.
Yeah. I can't think. But a good fighter. I think he bounces back, and I think he wins by knockout in this fight.
You got Parates by knockout.
By knockout.
The Brazilian by
Yep.
knockout. Okay,
Yep.
all right. We're taking some flyer bets here, folks.
Yep.
Presented by DraftKings. They're paying us a lot of money for this one. So.
Pay up, baby. We're going to long shot parlay.
Give us
this.
something else, Drew. Give us another long shot.
Here's
winner.
a good one. Jared Cannonier, the old man Jared. I think he's like 40. And Michael Page came in the UFC just a couple years ago. Has looked pretty good. He's fought top guys right away. As you can see, he's going against another top 10 guy here. I like Michael Page here. I like it by TKO. The smart bet would probably be Jared by decision, but I'm going Michael Page by stoppage.
All right. Any other big matchups you want to tell us
King
about?
Green's exciting. That could be a fun fight to watch. Gerald's kind of boring. Loopy, no thanks.
How about
Chase
this
Hooper's
Chase
not
Hooper
bad.
kid?
Yeah, Chase Hooper. You look at him and think,
What a nerd.
nerd. No, dude, this
I
kid
could
is-
beat him up.
No, this kid's real, dude.
Wow.
This kid's good. I'm telling you. That would be a fun fight. Hernandez isn't bad either. Edson Barbosa, dude, you're talking about highlight reel knockouts. That guy can put it together. Old man, too. You wouldn't look at that dude's in phenomenal shape. And then, that's about it.
Okay.
So, we got some bangers on the card. And a couple.
Anything this past weekend we need to know?
Hernandez ragdolled Roman Deluze. The names we don't do great here. I mean, you guys
get it.
gotten
We get
better.
it.
I can't.
Combined with the pictures on the screen, folks, I understand.
These are very hard to understand, these names. And the UFC is begging for some UFC heavyweight talent. It is so dead, man. The next pay-per-view, the next two after these are Alex Pereira is going to rematch Angelov against for the belt. I don't know. That one kind of not excites me. The Pierre excitement's kind of over. He's kind of a one-shot kill type guy. And then once you stuff that one power left, he's very stationary. Can't wrestle. Doesn't submit you. He's 40, so he's not very flexible. He's not moving.
We need a superstar
So,
at the heavyweight.
yeah, we need a superstar. And we got one, and that is Tom Aspinall, which was the John Jones Tom Aspinall. We were begging for this. John Jones hides, runs away. I think John Jones would lose that fight 100%. I think so. John Jones has not looked good. I know he's beat Stipe, who has been looked horrible. He has beat Gane, who Gane is now versing, which is the second pay-per-view, UFC 321, is Gane versus Aspinall. If Aspinall runs through Gane, they're talking about this UFC White House.
At the White House, John Jones said he wanted to come back.
John Jones, Aspinall. It could headline at that. It could headline for
At the White House, I'd be going to that, dude.
Dude,
We would have to go.
you're-
That's right down the road
You're
from us.
talking, you're talking that. You're talking. McGregor says that's when he wants to come back. I say they
don't
want
even drug test them. Let them.
No,
just
juice
let
them
them
all,
fight.
dude. Let them all come in. Juice
Yeah,
out of
don't
their
drug test
minds,
none
dude.
of them. Let them.
Let me tell you, I remember watching Brock Lesnar when he fought Mark Hunt. He came in. It was his first fight back in a long time. He came in the weigh-in. He unzipped. That man was juiced out. He looked so good, man. He stood up there at the scale. I was like, dude, this guy's. I can
not even
smell his
human.
pee from here, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And
What's with all the rules,
They
dude?
fought. He whooped Mark Hunt 5 straight rounds. Just beat him. He didn't knock him out. Mark's tough, but he beat him up. And then, of course, a month later came back. Oh, he tested positive. Oh, all right.
every
Dana White,
steroid
that's
in the
right.
books.
Yeah.
Shocker,
Brock
dude.
Lesnar? What?
Yeah. Well, they need to start a league, dude. There's one rule: you make weight.
Yeah.
Okay, and then like no eye poking and
Yeah, I mean,
oil
keep the-
checks up the butt, right? Maybe not
yeah.
two
I mean,
rules.
Keep it clean in the ring. And keep it dirty outside. What
Yeah.
you choose to do before you step in that ring, you listen to the law and the rules. But
Yeah.
before that, you do whatever
Drew,
you
I
want.
got one final question.
Let's go.
Your thoughts on nickel? Bo nickel.
Man,
Yeah.
I think the nickel door has 85% closed. If he comes back and puts like a highlight fin, like a real quick submission or a knockout, he can come back. but he's got to have the mindset, and I don't know because of the age and the time in this division, as you see, is headlining, and there's guys 2, 3, and 4 are all very good too. You could easily argue could win against a Dracus fight. It could happen. I think he missed his window. That long layoff, I don't think he got better. He came back and fought. I think his first fight back was against Cody Burn. I think it was the Brundage fight, and that was the fight we're all like, ew. You know, like this long layoff, we're supposed to see you get better. You want to go have a kid, go hunting, and all of a sudden you come back and you kind of look bad against a guy that's not good. You win, cool, you won, and then you come back and look bad again, and then then RDR doesn't look great, I don't think, and then just really kind of beat you up. It was kind of embarrassing.
Can I say this about Gable Stevenson and Bo Nickel? I think Gable Stevenson doesn't want to ever get his face touched up. Okay, so that's why he's never going to fight.
He can't take a punch. He's been laid out at a college party or
I think
something
he's trying
before.
to be. He's in like the.
Someone cleaned his house at a college party a couple times.
Maybe because
we know that boy's got a chocolate L chin at this point.
Yeah, he ain't never. And I don't think Bo Nickel wants to get hit either, dude.
No, I don't know, man. I've seen some. I've heard the boxing knockouts. Like once you get hit in the kidneys, it'll drop you. I've seen and heard those things, but man, I'll tell you. It's weird. I haven't seen that one in a while on a top UFC fight of a guy kneeing and then just quitting. That was odd.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I mean, it was definitely odd. So.
It was odd, and it was. I gotta agree with you, man. I think the Bo
worst
Nichols
bash of all time. Say hello to a real contender. That should always live in Bo's head. Honestly, it would for me. When he lost, that guy followed up, the announcer, say hello to a real contender. Talking about RDR. Boy, that's a dig, dude.
Yeah.
That's a dig.
Well, we'll see how Bo responds in RAF. Up against a Cardenas, which I got to tell you something, dude.
Dude, imagine him losing that.
I think Cardenas is favored. Yeah.
If he goes and
I think I would
loses
pick
that.
Cardenas.
There's a few guys, Mike Perry. That's why he's a king of violence in the BKFC. Never a great UFC guy. Technical, wasn't there. Wasn't going to take you down, submit you, beat you around. But loves getting hit. And it's like, dude, once you start fighting a guy that loves getting hit, you're like, I don't know how to beat this guy.
That was Corey.
He's just starting to go at you. You know, it's like, this is crazy.
That was Corey. That was my brother. Folks growing up. I don't like getting hit.
No,
so,
dude.
I think normal people don't like getting hit.
People do.
Corey was the guy, dude. He was that kid where, dude, you would hit him and you saw him it made him angrier.
Something switched.
That's when I figured out, dude, I got to stop fighting this crazy goon, dude.
You start learning some roles.
I got to learn how to talk my way out of these problems, dude. All right, folks, that's it, dude. That's UFC Drew. We'll be back.
Let's go.
See ya.